What is up, everybody? It's your favorite chef, Chef Billy Parisi here. Thanks so much for stopping by today. And do I have a treat for you, because we are making arroz con pollo, or translated to rice with chicken. Before I start this recipe, I have to admit, I was kind of struggling and tinkering with what I'm gonna make this week. So I hit it to my fans and followers on Facebook and I asked them, what should I make? Lo and behold, my boy Larry Dub came through with arroz con pollo. As soon as I read it, I knew this is exactly what I'm going to make. And now my wife is probably going to kill me because I've literally said arroz con pollo like 450,000 times in the last 3 days. I can't help it, but I always think of John Leguizamo in the movie Chef when they're in that food truck going around and he gets on kind of the bullhorn and he says arroz con pollo.
If we can pronounce it, we can make it. Arroz con pollo.
I don't know, just something about that. It's awesome. Also, just want to say, you know, this recipe, the origin is a little bit unclear. I have folks doing research that say it's from Puerto Rico and others saying it's Spanish. Well, I live in Chicago and there's a heck of a lot more Puerto Ricans here and I've got a ton of Puerto Rican friends. So we are going to make the Puerto Rican version, which uses annatto and achiote seeds for that coloring instead of saffron like they do in Spain. But anyways, who's got money for saffron in arroz con pollo? I mean, that stuff's expensive. Color's cool, flavor's cool. We're not having it. First thing we're gonna do is break down a chicken. What I like to do is carve on either side of the chicken breast, just run my knife straight down along the breastplate and the bones. You'll feel them. And then when you get right to that wing, what I do is sort of see the bone and cut right through it, or sort of pop it open, cut down. Then you want to pull back, go right around the tenderloin. You've got the leg and the thigh meat there, and you really pop that open, which will expose the bone, cut right in between there, make it nice and tight and clean. And then the next thing you want to do is simply separate the drum from the thigh. And then, of course, remove the wing. I like to use that too, just because it's more flavor. Go ahead and set it to the side on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper. And what we're gonna do now is first, go back and wash your stinky little hands because you've been touching raw chicken this entire time. Don't mess around. Then go back to the cutting board, or excuse me, your sheet tray. Season it very well on both sides. I have some sea salt and cracked black pepper. Again, make sure it's nice and flavorful. Season it very well on both sides. Now let's go over to the burner. I've got a nice large rondeau pot. What I'm gonna do is add in just a tad bit of oil. Go ahead and lay your chicken skin side down. We wanna brown up that chicken very well on all sides. Now here's the part where I maybe disagree with a more traditional arroz con pollo recipe. I think you should caramelize all protein. I'm not into really boiling, but I am into braising. So what we're gonna do is make sure that chicken is golden brown on all sides. Flip it over, you'll see that it's absolutely gorgeous. And now I've got some homemade chicken stock that I'm gonna pour all over that chicken, make sure it is submerged, because what I wanna do here is cook it the rest of the way on low heat, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 25 to 30 minutes is a better indication, but it's really gonna loosen up from the bone a little bit and become extremely tender with that really flavorful homemade chicken stock. Guys, this is great timing because while your chicken is cooking, you can go back to your cutting board and prep up these vegetables because we wanna make a sofrito. So what I'm gonna do is small dice up some red bell peppers, some yellow bell peppers. I've got a yellow onion. Next, I'm going to finely mince up some garlic or run it through a garlic press, whatever's easiest for you. Now let's go over to the burner in a completely separate pot. Here's where I need to stop you, because if you've ever had a arroz con pollo, you notice it has a red sort of yellow tint to it. That's from annatto seeds, or achiote. They're these really hard, like red seeds that honestly you can't even run through a grinder. I tried to do it. They're really, really hard. You can sometimes buy it in a powder or in a paste, or there are several other seasoning blends like sabon or bijil, I think it's called, that you can use in place of this. But I'm a bit more of a naturalist. I don't like the dyes and stuff, so I'm gonna just take some of those annatto seeds. First, we're gonna add some oil to the pan, add those seeds right to it. Just after maybe, 20 to 30 seconds on low heat, the color will start to come out. You'll notice it starts looking like saffron. Maybe this thing did come from Spain. I don't know, we'll see. So once it is to that point, You simply want to remove the seeds, discard them. You can take some of the oil out as well. And now add in the bell peppers, onions, and garlic that we cut up. And we want to saute this maybe for 3 to 4 minutes. Once the vegetables are sauteed, we're next going to add in some crushed tomatoes. We want to stew that maybe for 3 to 4 minutes on low heat, let some of those flavors combine. And now we want to add in some more ingredients. I've got some olives. I got some traditional green olive stuffed with pimentos. Then I have sort of those bright green, pitted Italian style olives. The color's awesome. The flavor's great. Add those in there. Next, I've got a bunch of chopped fresh cilantro. We're gonna sprinkle in some cumin. Next, some coriander. We're gonna give that a stir, and now it's time for the rice. You always wanna use a long grain rice when making arroz con pollo. I've got basmati. It's super easy to cook with, so go ahead and add that right to your pot. I'm gonna add some peas, a little bit of color, a little bit more vegetables. And now, take in some of that chicken stock that your chicken is braising in and ladle it in right to that pot. At this point, I'm gonna season it very well with sea salt, cracked black pepper, give it a stir, let all those wonderful flavors combine. And then I'm gonna take some of that cooked chicken and place it right over top, all over that rice and vegetables. We're gonna put the lid on it. It's gonna take about 25 or 30 minutes to cook on low heat. You can just leave this lid on and wait till it's finished, or you can stir in the chicken, whatever is best for you. All right, you guys, my arroz con pollo is finished. Take it off the burner, take the lid off, and take a huge sniff because, dude, this is insane. I mean, dude, seriously, you know this looks amazing. I usually finish it off with just a little bit of chopped fresh cilantro and green onions. It looks amazing. I just don't want to waste any more time. I want to eat it. Let's try it. Dude, that's so good. I want to eat it. See you next week. Maybe I'll do this more regularly and ask you guys what I should make. That was really fun. Thanks again, Larry, for the inspiration. We will see you guys next week. I think a soup is coming. We'll see. See you guys later.